For more of Tuesday's comings and goings, yes, it's 6 degrees time, and the clock is ticking for Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi to reach an accommodation with opponents of his government as protests continue there. The deadline, which was set by the army, is tomorrow. The president's staff has called it a kind of coup. President Obama placed a call to the Egyptian president urging him to be responsive to the protesters. Obama placed that call from East Africa, where on the last day of his trip, he was joined by former President George W. Bush to honor victims of the 1998 terrorist bombing at the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania. Meanwhile, First Lady Michelle Obama and Laura Bush swapped stories at a summit for women, and Michelle talked about life in the White House.
There are prison elements to it, but it's a really nice prison.
But with a chef.
You can't complain.
At another memorial back here in the States, more than 1,000 people gathered to honor those 19 firefighters killed in Sunday's massive Arizona wildfire. The blaze is still 0% contained, and an additional 200 firefighters are now working to control it. The fire has burned through 13 square miles. Fire problems of a different sort in Russia. A booster rocket carrying 3 satellites burst into flames and crashed. It all happened on live TV moments after it launched. It's the latest in a long string of mishaps for the Russian space program. Engineers are blaming the problem on a manufacturing flaw. A flaw in these rescuers' plan was exposed when their captured bear turned on them. Who would have guessed? Forest rangers in India used a net to save the bear after he fell, but he quickly escaped and chased his would-be rescuers and tried to maul one of them. Luckily, there were only minor injuries. Something else that didn't go quite as planned: the Confederate Army's attack on Gettysburg 150 years ago. In honor of the anniversary of the Civil War's famous and pivotal conflict, thousands of history buffs gathered in Gettysburg to recreate it. And yes, of course, these reenactors take it quite seriously, not only dressing the part, even sleeping there in tents.